La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته our dear viewers and welcome to another program on the MT International Gambia Studios entitled The Journey to Islam. In this program, as you may well know, we discuss with people who have joined the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat and accepted the message of the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam. They share with us their stories, their lives before they became Ahmadis and after they have become Ahmadis. What was their challenges and how has their faith increased when they became members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat. On this program today, we are here with brother Demba. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Ustaz. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Thank you very much, Ustaz.
As tradition almost demands, we ask people to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about them and who they are. You can begin by introducing yourself.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you so much, Ustaz. Rabbi salli sardi wa sirli amri wa ahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. As you all know, my name is Demba Esba. I was born in mid-60s in a village called Dutabulu in the North Bank region. The village is just very near to Frafinge, where I did my schooling in the from 78 to 81. From there, I finished and then attended the Ahmadiyya Muslim High School in Basel, where I completed in somewhere in 88. From there, I did my A-level in St. Augustine's High School and completed in 1990. In 1990, 1991 to 2, I taught in Nusrat High School. From there, when our A-level results came out, then I managed to secure a scholarship to Russia, where I did, where I started from 1991 to 1998. There I read my first degree in international relations and history, and then did my master's. When I completed then I did my master's just simultaneously, then completed in 1998. When I completed, I came back and then started work. I started in the civil service. Since then, that was in 1999, July 1999 I started. So I have, when I started the civil service, I worked through various ministries and departments. 1999, I started with the Personnel Management Office. From there, the Office of the Vice President, and then Office of the Chief Justice, Judiciary, and various ministries anyway. I have a work experience of right now 26 years, currently 26 years work experience in the civil service. Then was when I was going to school, at the early stage, that's where I was introduced to Ahmadiyya.
And where was that? Was it in Dutabulu?
It was in the village, Dutabulu, okay. When I was doing my primary schooling. Yeah, thank God I was born and bred in a Muslim family. Then when I started school, though before that, it was around, when I was around the ages of 6, 7, I was sent to this conventional Dara, Quranic schools in Senegal, because that was the will of my father, that I have to go and read Quran, Islamic, studies and so on and so forth. Then I was sent to Senegal. It was, I think, somewhere around 19. Yeah, it was early ages there because when I was 6, 7 years, I was sent to the Dara, and then I was there for 8 years, consecutive 8 years, where I completed in 77, 78. That's when I came back. Then I found out that there were Ahmadis in the village. That was Uncle Birom. Biromba, if you may know, Alajuba. Alajuba is from that compound, from that family.
Yeah. They were in Dutabulu then.
They were in Dutabulu then.
Before they migrated to Chairman.
Yeah, before they migrated. That was in the early 70s. In the early 70s, yeah. And then mid 70s, yeah. They were the only Ahmadi. There were two compounds, Ahmadi compound in the village at that time. You have that Birom family and then Momoduba. I know well known. He passed away. Yeah, Imam. Yeah, he was in fact the Imam of the Ahmadiyya mosque there. So when I completed my Dara there, though I studied, that was the reason why, in fact, I started, reading the scriptures of the books of Ahmadiyya. Because I was there 7, 8 years to 9 years, I couldn't do much. I was studying the Quran, though I was very sharp, but then it took me so long to, complete the Quran and so on and so forth, even not to talk of even trying to, maybe translate the Holy Quran. Because for them, translation of the Holy Quran is not within the reach of everybody. Only certain people should have this privilege.
Should be taught that.
Yeah, should be taught, yeah. So even if you know it just out of the blue, maybe it's not authentic. So for them, that is the rigid, sense that they follow the Holy Quran. So these two Ahmadi Muslims, while I was in Senegal, we used to come, I and then the other Talibes with the Imam, our, this thing now, how do you call it, Cherno. Yes.
Your religious teacher?
Yeah, our religious teacher. So we used to come annually to come and visit our parents. We will be in our village for 1 week, then we move to the other village where we have an other Taliban there and so on and so forth. So during those days, when we come, we hear this in Demba, and then Birom, their family there, they were the only Ahmadis, and then plus that Muhammad body was a little bit far away from our compound. So they have their own place where they pray within the compound yard. So even during that time when they call for Azan, our, that sharing used to tell, used to tell us, look at these people. Who are these people? I cannot understand. These people, they believe that Imam Mahdi has come and so on and so forth. So this is something very, very, very strange, very funny and so on and so forth. Because the way they believe the advent of the Imam Mahdi is very different. Because they believe that when the Imam Mahdi appears, or if he is about to appear, there wouldn't be, he will not step on a cow dung. There were certain beliefs that you will not hear, sound of a vehicle, the noise of certain things. That if he is to come, all those things will no more be there. So it's so strange because what is the reason then? If there are no cows, there are no vehicles, and so on and so forth, what is the purpose of him coming, and so on and so forth? So these were the issues. When I started school, I started, being very, very curious about the Ahmadiyya books and so on and so forth. And thank God that that family there, particularly Brother Demba, he was visually inspired, but then he was very intelligent. He used to call me and then advise me and even ask for Ahmadiyya books to give me and read. Yes.
Those
yes.
books were in English? Or?
They were in English, yes.
Okay.
Then I have already started school. Then I was very sharp. I too, when I started school, I was already a grown-up. So a late developer. So I was very curious. I read very fast and so forth. And then I just came into contact with the Ahmadiyya books. And then particularly that Demba was very helpful because he would just ask for very interesting books about Ahmadiyya and then give them to me. What is Ahmadiyya? And so forth, all those books. And then I could remember a very interesting book where this thing, a talk between Christian and a Muslim. Yes, he also gave me that. And then certain hadiths, which were all translated into English, which I have never seen. Yeah. And even during those days, they don't call for this Asar prayers. We are not called because they believe that no, that was not part of Islam.
Okay, the azan.
Yeah, the azan for Asar prayers
was not called in the village.
Yeah, it was not called in the village. I want to believe that it was Ahmadis that brought back these things there because it was, it was not there. It was the Ahmadis that, in fact, he told me one time, look at these people are calling azan at Asar.
That was your religious scholar?
Yeah, my religious scholar, yes. That Imam. You see, these people, be careful when you go home, be careful of them, and so forth. So that, when sometimes you are cautioned about certain things, which means that there is something there. You have to be very, very curious about it. So I was very curious about Ahmadis. And then the way they conducted themselves within the village and so forth. It was very, very interesting. Then I started reading the books.
So you have your religious scholar, let's say, who taught you for 7 to 8 years in Senegal.
Yeah.
Coming with you to your village and cautioning you against a people whom you are a part of today.
Yeah.
But how did you manage to escape his influence? Because most of the time, people are influenced by those who taught them.
Exactly.
And the fact that that person has taught you for 7 to 8 years, how were you able to move out from that teaching of his and then accepted the message of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat?
Yeah, that's a very, very interesting question. As I have already told you, when I started reading the book of the Ahmadis, yes, particularly the what is Ahmadiyyat and so forth. Yeah, even there was a particular book, the pronouncement of the promised Messiah. It was also very, very interesting because I have seen certain things there that I was told that no, it was not possible. And even with the translation of the Holy Quran, if you look at some of these words like Hamim, Alif Lam Ra,
yeah, those abbreviations.
Yeah, abbreviation. They said no, nobody knows
the translation.
Yeah, nobody knows the translation. So when I saw this in the Ahmadi books and the translated book, I said, then I started questioning. No, is it right this way or not? But even when these Pakistani missionaries started coming, though we have some local missionaries there, the like of Ustad Trawale, the late Trawale, and then Toure, the late Toure, and so forth. They were coming from time to time. Yes. When I started, I questioned this: if why this Alif Lam Ra or Hamim or something like that, how do you translate it and so forth? When the Ustaz, that was Ustaz Munawar, I can remember, Ustaz Munawar, Ustaz Umar Ali. He explained everything and then told me if, for instance, the Holy Quran is a book. Yeah. And then it's a message given to the Holy Prophet to mankind. If Allah is to put something there that nobody knows, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of putting something in a letter that the reader may not be able to, who should not understand? What is the purpose? So you look at all these things, you rationalize some of these things. You know that there are things that need to be scrutinized properly, because some of those things you cannot say that there are certain aspects of the Holy Quran you cannot, or you shouldn't know, or you cannot know. Why then?
Okay, that's very important question
Why
because
then? Yeah.
okay, mostly people tell us when they become Ahmadi members. Okay, let me just start from when was it finally that you said, okay, I have read enough, I have been enlightened enough, and now is the time for me to accept the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat? Was it during your school days, or it was when you...
Within my early school days, because I was very curious, within my early school days, because I look at the way and manner in which those small pocket of Ahmadis live in the village. But definitely it was exceptional. It was exceptional. They don't trouble anybody, only people, have blames on them, criticize them for what they believe in. But then for them, they just mind their business. They were the most honest and then even disciplined people. That particularly that Pa Mamadou, and then that Bar compound, Birom Bar's compound, very disciplined. So I was convinced, which is more that his brother, that Demba, he used to all the time call me, give me books. He was very, considerate. And then allowing me, inviting me even to Ahmadi, prayers and then meetings. When those local missionaries come and then pray, then they will have some sort of doors and something like that. He will just invite me and say, come and listen. So I normally do this, but then I didn't take, immediate, action. I was just taking my time to study and then see. But then finally, I was convinced. I was convinced after reading some of these books. I was convinced.
And then you accepted the...
I accepted, yeah, somewhere around 1985. I joined this thing. So thank God.
That's about 30 years now.
Yeah. I could
39
remember.
to 40 years now.
Yeah, I could remember it was in February 85. In fact, from there I bought a Holy Quran, a small size, which is still with me here, but it's very old. It has been with me all along, yeah.
Thank you very much for that. And sometimes people do tell us that when they accept the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, especially at that young age, they have problems with their family. The family will say, sometimes people tell us, the parents will say, no, you cannot accept Ahmadiyyat, you have to come back to us. And we have seen even people who were chased out of their homes and they ended up in somewhere else just to protect their Ahmadiyyat. So did you also have any challenges when you became an Ahmadi?
Yeah, actually not as such, because my family was very flexible. It was very, very flexible. Even one of our eldest brother was an Ahmadi at that time. In fact, I found him as an Ahmadi within the compound. He was a lone Ahmadi within the family there.
That's when you came back from Senegal?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
When I came back from Senegal. But then there were a lot of hurdles within there and so on and so forth, but not within the family. So I tell you, our family was very, very distinct now. It was very nice in the sense that when he joined, no criticism, and there was nothing, no problem within the family. We were all family members. Business went as usual. But the problem was when he got to the age of marriage. That's where the problem lied. It was very difficult. And as many Ahmadis at that time faced, But within the family, I tell you, myself, later I joined. And then my other brother, Omar Bah, maybe you know him.
Yeah.
He also joined. We were 3 in number. Then my father, mother, my 2 mothers, my father were non-Ahmadi Muslims. And then later, within those years, around that time, there were, Christian activities. Yes, there was a new church called Seventh-day SDA, Seventh-day Adventist Church, which used to come to the village and then also preach. In fact, they later said, had it not been Ahmadis, these Ahmadis, we would have turned the whole village into Christianity. That's what the pastor said. Pastor Mensa, I could remember. He said, had it not been the Ahmadiyya Jamaat here, we would have turned the whole village into Christianity. So one of our younger brothers was turned into Christian. That's Seventh-day Adventist. Yeah, he was turned. So within the same family, we have a Christian, we have Ahmadi Muslim, we have non-Ahmadi Muslim. But believe in me, there was never any problem within the family. Here, when I came here with my brother, we live here, we were established here with our families. So during prayer time, Tobaski and Korite and so on, we used to go and spend the prayers there. But our father was the head of the family. So when we go, sometimes, for us, thank God we have a supreme head. And whatever he says, that's what we follow. We have seen that here in the Gambia, some pray today, the others pray tomorrow, and so on and so forth. But if we go there as Ahmadis, yeah, we follow him. Sometimes they don't pray. But for us, we pray, but we will not do all the prayer rituals. We'll go and pray in our side and then come back, join them. The following day, they will observe their prayer. So there was no problem as such within the family.
The family itself.
Yeah, but outside, yes. Yes. During those days, if you are an Ahmadi young man, maybe you can get it within the village, but outside it was not easy. It was not easy. Yeah.
So people sometimes do tell us that if before they became Ahmadis, their spirituality was not that much, but when they became Ahmadis, their spirituality was lifted and restored. Considering that you became an Ahmadi from that age, what difference would you tell us did you find from your non-Ahmadi background as compared to the Ahmadiyya teachings?
Obviously there are, sometimes if you are within a circle, when I was not an Ahmadi, I thought that everything is okay because this is the way I was taught and I was brought up. But when I started interacting with the Ahmadi Jamaat, then later became part of them. Spiritually, I realized that there are a lot of differences because before that I never believed in superstition. Yes, these Juju things, Marabu things, and so on and so forth. I never believed in them. Though I was within the circle that believed in them. But when I read through the Ahmadi, scriptures and so on and so forth, I realized that these are all bogus. So as a result, I have the courage now to denounce everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mind you, when I was even there, studying the Quran in Senegal, I was one of the most brilliant Talibans there. So the Marabu used to, ask me to write this Juju. When people come for, this Juju thing, for them they have extract from the Holy Quran and anywhere else, and then have it in a file. Whoever needs something, spiritual healing or something like that, you come and tell them that, I have this problem and so on and so forth. Then they will go and extract something from there. And then he will ask me to write. After writing in a paper, we fold it and then give it to that individual to go and make an amulet or anything else, with it, So I realized all these things are bogus. So in fact, you don't need to. It's only God. There is a big difference. When I joined Ahmadi, there was a big difference because I can defend myself, and I know that this is not right, and I don't listen to you. If you are talking to me about this thing, I will just tell you, it's okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much. What would you say you cherished most being part of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat?
It's a very good question. If you look at the Ahmadiyya structure is very, very, very important. Where you have Khilafat, and then that structural order, where you feel that you belong to a society that is very, very organized and then straightforward, and then God-fearing, and then meeting all the requirements that the religion asks for. So this is a very, very good inspiration, and then a very good, motivation for me, because now I have a sense of belonging. When Ahmadiyya anywhere in the world, we are organized. Anywhere you go, if I have to go to Sierra Leone now and then, meet the Ahmadiyya Jama'at there, I'm part of them. They welcome me. Or Ghana, they welcome. Last time when I traveled to Ghana, I met two Ahmadis there. By accident, we were just chatting. And then I happened to know that they are Ahmadis. And then I told them also I am an Ahmadi. So it was a very good interaction. Very good. We felt as a family. Yeah.
Even though you are not from the same country?
From the same country. And then I was a stranger. They were a stranger to me. But even their way of life, their attitude shows me that there is something in them, something peculiar, different from the other people. So this Khilafat is a very good structure. And then the way Ahmadis, conduct their activities is one. So we have a supreme head, and then we follow suit. Whatever he says, then we are there. Unlike the other sects, they are claiming here and they are even fighting, against each other. So for us, we have one supreme head, and then we have the structures also under the supreme head, just as any other organizational structure, which is, very, very impressive. We have in the Gambia here, we have, Ustaz, central missionaries, we have Amir. From there, you go up. Yes. So
thank you very much, Brother Demba. But one final question I would want to ask you is, there are allegations. They are not that old. They are recent allegations against Jamaat that the Jamaat do not have intellectuals, considering your educational background and where you are working currently and the experience you have, let's say, in our private and government sectors. You can, everybody will believe that you are a scholar in your own domain or in your own field. What will you tell those people? Here is a scholar who have accepted Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, and then he is still within the Jamaat. So what would you tell those people who say, for example, that Ahmadiyya is, they make Ahmadiyya like it is only the laymen in Africa who accept Ahmadiyya. They do not even understand what Ahmadiyya is.
This is them. If somebody has to define me, it is the reflection of yourself. The way they are defining Ahmadiyya it reflects them, because it is the attitude that they have for Ahmadis. It doesn't mean that we are like that. If somebody is attacking you, it means that there is something in you. There is something in you. So, if you, as you have just said, I have been working in the civil service for some time now, over 20 years. You know, normally we have, pamphlets, books and so on and so forth that we distribute in the offices. So, on certain occasions, I just find them, and when they know there's a structure where you have to deposit it at the office of the permanent secretary or the minister, which I happen to be always going in and out because I've been a civil servant for quite a long time now. So if I find this Ahmadi, scriptures, their books or pamphlets or something like that, on certain occasions I just look at them. There are not many people who know that I am an Ahmadi. There are some who know, but not all of them. On certain instances, I used to look at them and so on and so forth. And it happens that some people find me there and say, oh, you have to be very careful. This Ahmadiyya scripture, if you are to read them, you join them. They are magicians. So these are the allegations, which means that now, why are you afraid of reading Ahmadiyya scriptures? Because it will open you. It will open you up. It will tell you what you don't know. And you will realize that what you don't know is the true things. So these are some of the fears that they have for Ahmadis, because they know that there's truth in it. They don't want other people to venture so that they will be convinced. That's it. We are not magicians. We are not charlatans. We just speak the truth, write this truth, and so on and so forth. We are little more than that.
Jazakumullah, Mr. Demba. This is unfortunately all time allowed us. We, inshallah, maybe hope to get you in maybe another interview or in some of our other programs. Thank you very much for coming here and talking to us.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Dear viewers, this is all time allowed us to talk with Brother Demba, and we have heard his story together. We hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open the hearts of those who are not Ahmadis yet to see the truth about Ahmadiyyat, and therefore make them beneficiaries of the message of the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam, who is the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam and Mahdi of this age, in whose path we see the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is all time allowed us until we come back here with another story and with another person. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Rasulullah